3, 2, 1, 0, go. Hello and welcome to Mr. Mickleburgh's Mathswell. This is the way it is. Okay, so today I want to show you another technique for solving quadratic equations. And the technique we're looking at is called completing the square. Okay, now the first thing about completing the square is we need to get our equation organised in the standard form of a quadratic equation, like so, which we're used to seeing when we use the quadratic formula to solve quadratic equations. So I'm just going to have to work on this a bit. X squared minus, expanding brackets, I get minus 15x. A negative times a negative is a positive, so it's plus 6, and that equals 0. And I seem to have got it in the standard form already. Okay, so completing the square has this big idea behind it. We take the coefficient of the x term, which we could call b, we halve it, and then we square it. The result we add to both sides of the equation. And so in this case, we're going to have x squared minus 15x. Halving is easy because all I need to do is put the number over 2 and then I square it. Okay? Now the plus 6 can go over to the other side, equals negative 6, and then what I add to one side I must add to the other side. So it appears like that. Okay? Alright, now what's on the left hand side, in fact if it's factorised, constitutes a perfect square. So this is what we end up with, all squared. And if you were to expand all that out, this is what you'll end up with here. Now I'm going to take the opportunity to tidy up the right hand side a bit. 15 squared is 225, is it not? So now anything squared is positive, remember that. Over 2 squared is 4. Okay, so, sorry, have I got that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is still work on the right hand side a bit, leave the left hand side pretty well as it was. Well, as it was. And I'm going to convert my 6 here to quarters. So all I do is I times it by 4. And put it all over 4, my common denominator. Okay, leaving the left-hand side alone still, and tidying this up. 225 take 24 is 201. 201 over 4. Whoops, left out the square there. Now what I need to do is take the square root of both sides. Now when I take the square root of both sides, I'm going to end up with a positive and negative possibility. So I've got to be conscious of that. So x minus 15 on 2 equals plus or minus the square root of 201 over 4. Okay, a couple other things I can do, or should do, must do. Firstly, add 15 over 2 to both sides. So x equals plus or minus. Let's just have a look at this for a minute. Because the square root of 4 is 2. So using a law of surds, I can say that that is the case. Okay, now I'm adding 15 on 2 to both sides. Okay, got a common denominator there, which is quite nice. So x equals plus or minus the square root of 201 plus 15 all over 2. Another way of writing that, which is just as acceptable, but no better, no worse, is x equals 15 plus or minus the square root of 201 over 2. And they're my two solutions. Notice the two solutions. We've got 15 plus that, 15 minus that. Okay? So graphically, what I'd be finding, if I was to plot a graph of my, well, it's not an equation, but if I let it equal y, I would have found my x-intercepts. Okay? That's where we might stop it.